Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kids Short Stories. Hey friends, did you know that Storybutton makes it so much easier to listen to my podcast and some really other great kids podcasts and audiobooks? So have your parents check down in the show notes below and visit storybutton.com to learn more. Storybutton is my invention with my goal to make it easier for you to listen to great audio content made just for you. So you can listen to Kid Short Stories, Biology Squad, Kids Animal Stories, Bedtime Stories, all this and more streaming on Storybutton without having to use your parents' phone or a tablet. Well, friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! Inaya was playing outside her home one day when she spotted something red hiding among the green grass. What do you think something red in the green grass could be? Do you think it's like a red bird or like a red toy? Well, being a curious adventurer, Inaya went to investigate. As she ran through the yard towards the mysterious object, it began to come into focus. The object was not only red, it was long, looked soft, and wait, it was a feather. And it must have been from the brightest bird in the world. Hey, we were kind of close with our guess earlier about a red bird. Wow! Inaya breathed as she held it up to the light. The feather glowed an even bolder red in the light of the afternoon sun. Inaya thought about what kind of bird it must have come from. She imagined what it could be like to soar in the air way above the ground, looking down on her house. It looked as small as a dollhouse from up here. Wait. Up here? Inaya looked around at the small trees and homes below her. Ah! She screamed as she realized she was actually flying through the air. And she wasn't just imagining that she was a bird. She really was flying. How do I get down from here? Inaya leaned to the left and went left. Then she did the same to the right. She realized that the only way to get back down to the ground was dive down head first. Okay, here we go, Inaya said before gathering up all her courage and diving down through the air. She began to pick up speed as the ground grew closer. Inaya screamed and stuck her arms out. As she did, she stopped falling as fast. Huh? Wondered Inaya as she moved her arms around her and realized she was slowing down. She glided the rest of the way down to the ground and landed on her feet. That was awesome! She shouted. She immediately jumped back into the air to fly, still holding onto her magical red feather. Wow, what would you do if you had a magical red feather? Would you want to try flying? Oh, I definitely would too. Inaya was flying above the city when she noticed a commotion at the bank. Shrieking alarms were sounding from below, and people were running in all directions. Inaya flew closer and saw masked bandits with bags stuffed full of money escaping toward a truck. It was a bank robbery. Inaya glared at the criminals. She was so angry to see that they were frightening people and stealing. What do you think she should do? She felt her eyes burning, and suddenly a smoking hole appeared in the truck right where she was looking. Inaya looked toward one of the criminals and watched in surprise as they ran away from her gaze. A trail of flames were following the bank robber's feet. Everywhere Inaya looked, flames followed. Wait, what? The burning eyes, the flames? Inaya gasped. It's me. I'm shooting red hot flames from my eyes. Wow, I did not see that coming. She felt like a superhero with her new powers, and Inaya knew just how to use them. Time to stop some bank robbers, Inaya shouted from high above in the sky. She swooped down toward them, glaring and shooting red-hot flames as she did. Ah! My hair! Screamed a bandit as Inaya dove at his head, singeing the top of it with her eyes. The next one saw her coming and ran away crying until he reached the truck and jumped in. He started up the engine, but Inaya flew in a circle around it, using her flames to melt the tires. One by one, she turned the round tires into puddles of gooey black rubber. When they realized their getaway car wouldn't get them very far, another robber leaped out of the back of the truck. "You'll never stop me!" he growled as he ran, money flying out from where he stuffed it into his pockets. Inaya heard the police sirens and saw them heading towards the scene. "I need to stop them, at least until the police get here." Inaya strengthened her red-hot glare and flew around the bank robbers and their truck in a large circle. Flames grew out of the ground as she went, until they formed a complete circle around them. The bandits ran back and forth, trying to find a way to escape, but it was no use. They were trapped. Inaya landed and waited. When the police officers saw the flames, they had to call the fire department to come put it out. The tired and soggy criminals were pulled out of their van and hauled away. Inaya looked at her molten red feather and smiled. "Thank you, Feather," she said to it. Then she tucked it behind her ear and leapt into the sky, flying back home. Wow, this may be the end of the story, but I think it's only just the beginning of our new superhero, Inaya the... What should her name be? She needs a good superhero name. Do you have any ideas on what Inaya's superhero name could be? Well, I'd love for you to share them with me. Your parents can head on over to Instagram to find me, or you can send me a message by clicking one of the links down in the show notes below. I can't wait to see what Inaya does next. The end. Great job. You listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for Kid Shoutouts! I want to say hey to Kavi from New Mexico, Mirabella from Canada, Jack and Kayla from Apple Valley, Minnesota, Amelia from North Carolina, and Jade from Eastern Washington. I'm so glad that you're all in the Kid Short Stories family. We could not have this much fun with imagination without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye!